This is Chesapeake Bay, a roughly 200-mile-long estuary that begins at the mouth of the Susquehanna River and empties into the Atlantic Ocean off Norfolk, Virginia. Its watershed, seen here from the International Space Station, covers over 64,000 square miles and includes parts of 6 states and the District of Columbia. It's home to 17 million people. The bay is fed by a network of more than 100,000 tributaries, streams, creeks, and rivers, roughly 51 billion gallons of water each day. One of the biggest sources in terms of flow is the Potomac River, which has headwaters in 8 eastern Panhandle counties in West Virginia. Pollution in the bay from sediment and nutrient runoff contributed to algal blooms that in the 1970s created dead zones where oxygen levels in the water were too low to support aquatic life. The U.S. EPA's Chesapeake Bay Program Office has been working with the state's non-governmental organizations and universities for the last several decades to coordinate the restoration efforts. Part of those efforts, a series of small watershed grants totaling $24 million shared by 56 recipients across the watershed, were announced recently at an event at Seneca Rocks.
Not only does this put $24 million extra dollars into the Chesapeake watershed, but also it leverages other funds. And so by leveraging funds, we're seeing a total of almost $37 million this year alone. And it makes a difference in the local waters for the people of West Virginia, for the people of the other states, and also for the bay itself.
Among the projects from previous grant awards highlighted, this bridge located near the Visitor Center that replaced a low water crossing that forded the North Fork of the South Branch of the Potomac. Building a bridge at this location made crossing the North Fork easier and safer for people and allowed the movement upstream and downstream by fish and other aquatic organisms. Representatives from Trout Unlimited, one of the partner organizations, showed off a stream restoration project along Seneca Creek, one of the state's premier brook trout streams.
The thought process here was to try to install some demonstration structures so that we could inspire conservation on the private lands.
Because much of the watershed is on private lands, getting landowner buy-in has been critical to the success of the program. Projects like this stretch of the North Fork, where fencing to prevent grazing cattle from entering the stream while providing watering troughs, along with planting trees to restore the riparian buffer zone, lowering the temperature of the water by providing shade, and reducing sediment and nutrient runoff to the stream.
We've worked with over 400 farmers across West Virginia, and we're seeing the benefits of our work on the ground every single day. We have more flood-resilient communities along the streams. We have healthier, sustainable agricultural operations. We have sustainable fisheries. We take the if you build it, they will come mentality of doing the work. Fix the habitat, and the fishing will take care of itself. And these trout are just a surrogate for the entire system. The landscape beside of the streams, the water in the stream itself. They serve ecological benefits when we use them as this, kind of canary in the coal mine or umbrella species to protect eels, bats, the bugs that are in the stream.
The DEP is the primary grant recipient for Chesapeake Bay funding in West Virginia. The agency provides subgrants to organizations like Trout Unlimited.
We do a tremendous amount of riparian buffer planning, sewage treatment upgrades, basically anything that we can do to limit the amount of sediment, the amount of nitrogen, the amount of phosphorus that leaves the state of West Virginia and goes to our downstream neighbors and ultimately ends up in the bay. Clean water is important to every local community. Even though we're not directly on the bay proper, our residents here in the Eastern Panhandle, they want clean water. They want forested areas. They want areas they can fish, they can camp, they can recreate. And these projects provide all of that while ultimately still helping to improve the Chesapeake Bay's water quality.
We are seeing streams come back. We are seeing places where fish haven't been for decades upon decades completely revived, with 3 different age classes of fish. So that means the little ones, the middle ones, and the big fish that are there as well. And so these ecosystems are completely coming back. They're healthy, abundant life there. We're seeing populations of fish stretched out into the far eastern panhandle, where it's been hundreds of years since we've had fish capable of living out there. We've seen 400% increases in the volume of fish on properties. And again, these are native brook trout. They've been here for thousands upon thousands of years. and they're a valued heritage species for our people. And so to see those come back is really like the most awe-inspiring piece of this work.
I'm so hopeful with what I see here. I hear a lot of times people who are saying we're not doing enough. I want them to come out and see all the stuff that's actually being done. It really makes a difference, and it gives me great hope for the bay, for the watershed, for the people who live locally and enjoy these streams.
To find out more about the restoration efforts in the Chesapeake Bay watershed, you can visit the Chesapeake Bay program's website, chesapeakebay.net. In Pendleton County, I'm Mike Huff for Environment Matters. Thanks for watching.